you? Welcome to the Sister Chat. Hunty, I want to ask you a question. How are you living life? How are you living life now on the other side of the pandemic? Are we really done or are we not? Some people came out looking like gold, and some people are just really sad. So, it's an experience that we want to talk about. You sit right there, listen up. The experience starts right now.
And now, a word from our proud sponsors. Weekend Radio Shropshire of the UK International Radio. Proud sponsors Sean Tonk of the UK England. Tri-City's finest King of the Oldies, Ali Hackett, the Princess Lovely, and DJ Wells. The international radio station that makes you turn your radio.
Hey, my sister, how are you?
Hey. How you doing, darling?
How is I doing? I'm doing. How you doing?
I'm doing good, girl. I'm all right. She all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
Even though sometimes it's be a little this and a little bit of that, it's like spices in the cabinet. You know what I mean? I got a few spices going on, but it's all right.
So usually when spice is going on, that means we dealing with pearls and diamonds. So let me go ahead and throw some pearls on for us, okay? Voila.
Voila.
Some pearls. We got some pearls today, okay? Welcome to the chat, everybody. And I hope everybody is having a good Wednesday, hump day. Anybody see the Campbell today? Did the Campbell come walking around y'all today?
I ain't see no Campbell.
You ain't see the Camel? You ain't see the Camel? Did everybody got humps on today?
I ain't see him.
I think I need to fix that. Did y'all slide over the...
No, don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Everything I say in regards to this hump is going to go another way. And I don't want my skin to crawl either, because, my mouth has a tendency to go another way when my mouth says something. So
don't you say it.
So I know if I'm saying it and I'm thinking it.
Say, what's the real hump day? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? That special, look, that special hump.
Ain't nothing like getting that hump on a Wednesday. Ain't nothing out to adult content. Adult content.
That special hump.
Hi, what you say? How you say? Hunty.
Hunting.
Oh, and that was
Yes.
hashtag WHHW. What had happened was, I'm not even gonna put a church moan in there. I'm just gonna let y'all know this by the reaction. There. Yeah.
That was it.
Mm.
Oh, 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 oh. That reaction. Okay.
Wednesday,
Wednesday. Let me think about it.
something slides you over into Thursday, get you ready for that action of Friday to make you nice and right for the weekend.
What did the reaction used to be before the pandemic?
Oh no, before and after. Still feel the same way.
Okay.
Still feel the same way. Before and after. I can say that. Yes.
Well, that's a beautiful thing because a lot of people cannot say that.
That is true. Because unfortunately, it was before the pandemic, then the pandemic, and now after the pandemic that identifies what's going on now. Because, before the pandemic, this is how you were. But then the pandemic happened and it humbled some of us. But then after that, 21 came, people went back to being who they used to be.
Yeah, it didn't humble enough of us.
Yeah, till they forgot. But you know what? Before we even really get into this, streaming live right now is on all YouTube channels as well as our .com.
Yes,
so you can go unmute, uncut to any of the YouTube stations that are currently playing, which would be TKBSDS Productions, the No BS Duo Show, or the Sister Chat. If you're not on those YouTubes, you may be over on our .com, which is tkbsdsproductions.com. If it just so happened you come over and the experience has ended for the day, because it never really ends, you can go to our podcasts and you can aux us there. And you can listen to us on all the musical platforms where you can just type in TKBSDS Productions and you can find us on your favorite one. And if we're not on your favorite one, let us know and we'll make sure we get there for you. Because the point of it is we want to be able to get you to get the know, but we prefer you go to that .com. Because if you go to the .com, you get to hear it, see it all with nothing wrong. If it don't turn over on the podcast, it turned over on the .com. If you want to see the video of really what happened when we did them faces, but you couldn't figure it out because you was listening, you could go to the .com. And guess what? You can go to the .com on your phone. So you can even plug them in and listen in too. I'm just saying, it's just something special about the .com. You know what else you can do?
What else?
You can advertise. You can market with us. We will market you. You can sponsor with us. You can even go and find a job with us. So if anything that I just said, you're interested, tkbsds.org@gmail.com or go to the .com and leave us a message. And we will definitely get you hooked up and get you know whatever you need to know. We're even going to tell you what's going on anywhere and everywhere with who we just recently talked to.
Everywhere.
We're going to be able to find out anything, and you can see what happened or what had happened or what's going to happen all on the .com. So I believe disclaimers are needed because of what we're talking about today, because we're going to be speaking about our experience, how it affects us. I may not agree with you, but we're adults. We can agree to disagree. And if I intentionally or if I indirectly hurt you by what I said, don't take it personal. Tell me. Because if you tell me, I could go, you know what? That wasn't my intent. Everything was said out of love and everything was done out of love. And we can fix that. Right?
Right.
Just have the conversation.
Just a conversation.
Or a chat. Text it. Doesn't matter. So here's my disclaimer. Yeah. What works for me may not work for you. And what works for you, vice versa. What I may agree with, you may not agree with, and vice versa. But Cinderella and Cinderfella, we're not trying to make you fit the shoe. Even if the shoe fit, we're not trying to make you wear it. We're just trying to give you something to look at from a different perspective. It's a smorgasbord. Eat whatever you want, and whatever you don't, you can treat it like you do when you go to Garage. Just go to the next tray and leave it. We're not forcing it on you. And it's all out of love. And that's my disclaimer. What's yours?
I just want to, let people know that, life really is like a box of chocolates. Pick the right one. You ever get a box of chocolates and you bite into it and it's not the right one for you? Ever do that? And you want to just spit it out? Sometimes it's meant for you to chew on that a little bit. You're supposed to learn something. And then your taste buds might change a little bit. So, what we have for you and what that chocolate has for you, taste it. You never know what you're going to get. And you actually might learn something when you listen and when you taste the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's my disclaimer. It's not all right. It's not all tight, but it is directly from my perspective. Mine is mine. Yours is yours. Try some chocolate. You might like it sometimes.
I wish I had an applaud button right now. If I had an applaud button right now, I would applaud her. I'm trying to tell you, if I had an applaud button, I would push the button.
You go push the button.
You.
Push the button.
Oh, yeah. We haven't made a song in the mitten. We haven't made a song in the mitten.
Girl, look. I'm a her Val. Like clap.
I'm just saying.
Push the button. Yes, hunty.
I'm just saying, if I had.
Yes. And why? Why would you be pushing the applause button, dear?
Because what you said was worth saying.
It
was. I like that. It was special.
It was special.
It was. And I appreciated what you had to say. Because you're right. It's like a box of chocolates.
Straight from the heart.
Sarita's in the house.
Hey, Ree.
Sarita. And Val is in the house. Hello, ladies. And they applauding for us. Look at it.
Val. Oh, wait. We got black hands. We got white hands. We got the hands. We got the... Okay, darlings.
So look at here, y'all. Tell everybody we're on. And you may just want to... you may want to share this. And we will want to know your intake too. So if you're listening on the Sister Chat, put your name beside it so we could talk with you. Because... this is something that we need to talk about. And I really like the way you put that thing down about them box of chocolates. And guess what? Not all chocolate is bad for you, even though they say if you're diabetic and candy and everything. There are some that's for diabetics as well.
And it's for you.
Look, they even use favors for diets. So you never know. And I remember, had I not tasted some of my non-ordinary usual platters, I would not have been able to increase what I like to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because the chocolate, I'm gonna tell you, girl, the chocolate in London, ooh, child, I don't even like truffles. I'm like, no, it's too sweet, it's too much. Like, I don't like them. I went to London. I'm like, oh, try these. I'm like, no, I don't care for those. Right. And she's like, oh, well, just try one, girl. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. Well, wait a minute. This don't taste like the truffles I know, so you really should, change your palate from time to time because you never know what you're going to get.
You never know. Nope, you just never know.
I should have known you was going to find it.
If you know me not to do what I say I'm going to do, I'm just telling you. But that's one thing. That's one thing you can have confidence in knowing with me. With me, you can have confidence in knowing just that. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
If I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. But the one thing you're not going to catch me doing is saying that I'm going to do something and then I don't do it.
That's me too. I don't know if that's a Scorpio thing because we're very loyal and we're very truthful. We're very honest. We're very good friends. Mm-hmm. But don't cross us and be like, okay. we will go far and wide, for our friends. And that's just the truth. And I am very, very loyal. And if I say it, you can count on it. You know what I mean? My word is, I really think a lot of that. Like when they used to say your word is your bond.
Right.
What else you got? You know what I mean? If people can't take your word for what you're saying, what else you got?
Unfortunately, I've learned that when people tell me, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that," it's like what I said before. I don't fall for it. I'd rather show me, even though I already know. Don't never say you're not going to do something when it comes to me. I know you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Oh no, I would never do that. Yeah, you are, but I'll wait. And
but
then
you know what?
Differently.
There's another issue with that, because we go as hard as we do when we do. We kind of think that everybody's like that. We kind of think that, because that's the way I am, that's the way that you're going to be. And I had to learn the hard way, that is absolutely not the case. People really, truly just don't care anymore, and I've found that since the pandemic, it's gotten worse. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, when God shut everything down and he gave us time to think and reset, that you would find the love. However, I'm trying to figure out, why are people so angry? Like, you go to the restaurant and the patrons are angry. They're yelling at they're yelling at the people at their table. They're yelling at the waitress. Then the staff, they don't have patience. I'm like, what is going on with the world? Aren't you guys glad just to be outside? Like, I'm glad to be outside and to be around people.
So you know what? That may be because of what you said we needed to talk about today.
Sure.
Something in my eye, but I can't get it.
That was for real. That was real. That was real. It really was. But I liken that to life. I mean, something really, truly was in my eye, and I could not get it. And I'm sure that, you have felt that, in your lifetime. You know what I mean? You had something in your eye that you couldn't get. You'd be like, okay, come blow it for me. But when you liken that to life and you have a vision that you're trying to achieve, right? But things keep getting in the way and you can't seem to move them out of the way. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to sit back and reset. Sometimes you got to push through, sometimes you got to go around it, so it's just trying to determine what you're supposed to do with it, or just tell somebody to blow on it. I don't know. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Not the blow on it part.
Thank you. Flag on the field. Like, really? Truly? Honestly?
Ooh, I might need you to blow on it. What?
Oh, she says it again, ladies and gentlemen. She says it again.
I did.
You
can't whistle either.
I think she's sitting on the fact that this is Wednesday, y'all. Y'all have to excuse her right now. But yeah, Lord, no blowing. Yes, no blowing. Well, maybe. Well, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, you better walk away.
We need to walk away. We
know when to stand and know when to walk away.
We need to push past that. Push past that. And don't nobody comment on the blowing, because then we will have to respond to that. But we're going to act like we're not going to, because there's some things about blowing that we don't need to talk about right now. So we're gonna leave that right there. Yeah, that's going to be the tray. We're going to be treated like Golden Corral. We're going to the next tray.
It's just the winds of life.
Yeah, but no. When I tell you my skin is crawling, when my skin is crawling, that means do not push certain buttons and don't say certain things. Don't make the tail come up with the point and the arrow from, the Scorpio.
I ain't messing with that. No.
I need some Q-tips. I need some what? I need some ice cubes. I need a fan. Yeah. Give me a pool, somebody. I need to jump in. Okay.
I'm gonna stay over here.
Talking about that eye.
Look.
Not the eye. Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
You know what? We need to regroup. We need to regroup. Can we please take a break and come right back, y'all? Because the sisters are having a Scorpio moment right now. And if y'all know anything about Scorpios,
oh Jesus. Yes. We might need to take a commercial.
We need a commercial. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are.
We have our halos back on.
Yes, we do.
So now we're going to go back to what we need to talk about.
The crown is back.
There is something in our eye that we cannot get. Okay. Leave the eye alone, y'all. So you ever come across the point where we just can't get it? And then when we do get it, we start messing up because we have it and we're so anxious with it. And now we are so, with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and then the bad part about it is, it's like what we talked about last week with Beth, when she said you already won, but you're still fighting for and against it. Right. Now you're acting special with it.
Mm-hmm. But you've already won.
You already won.
And you were already there.
You're already there. But I get it.
Why are you acting different?
But the irritation in your eye is just like, and you want it.
And it keeps coming back. Like it feels like it's gone, and then you blink a few times, but that vision is still there. Yeah. You know, your goal, I'm likening that to your goal that you're trying to achieve and the obstacles that get in your way of doing that, and the process of making that decision of how to get around that obstacle. Mm-hmm. Is that supposed to stop me and I'm supposed to make a left turn or a right turn? Is that something that I'm supposed to work on? Or is that something I'm supposed to just jump over and continue my journey? You just don't know. But it's like, okay, it's still bothering you. It's still there. So even though you've moved and you're trucking along, it's still a little unnerving because it's not quite clear.
Right. But the thing about it is, when you have something in your eye and you can't get it, how should you pursue it? And how you're pursuing it and your actions and character behind you pursuing it is what's really causing the irritation, if you ever notice. Mm-hmm. Think about it. When we're trying to go and get that eyelash out, we start irritating our eye because we're trying to get what's in it. I think I just said something there.
Yeah.
What kind of irritations are you going through because you're trying to reach what you see? So basically, what we're saying is there is something in front of you that you want in your life, whatever it may be, but you just can't reach it. And now you just aggravated as But you are, and you're in controlling the whole environment around you to the point where you're causing friction, you're causing animosity, you're causing disturbance,
You're
not for
causing
just you, but
negativity.
for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with it? You putting the Visine in your eye, trying to clear it up, and
You
it's
agitating the situation. And that's really what it is. You're just agitating the situation. So why, and that's why I said, sometimes you just got to step back, close your eye, go on and let it water a little bit and let it flow.
Let it flow. And let it go. What's yours is yours. Yes. But when you go get yours, be careful how you got yours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just like you always used to say, every step you take, is towards your goal in life. However, there are situations where it's like, okay, that was not a good step. I fell through the hole. Okay. I'm like, that was a weak step. I'm like, don't do that again. But I'm not going to purposely loosen the step for someone else coming behind me so that they don't get it. Right. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You got to go up you going up those steps, but you got to come right back down. You know what I mean? And should you go up those stairs and find yourself having to take steps back, you just don't want anything negative to be attached to that. You know what I mean? Like, I do unto others. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to hurt anybody, and I'm not going to hurt anybody if I can help it. You know what I mean? But I just noticed that, especially in the
I want to Wednesday. Not out trying to
you just don't want any. What was that? Girl, all right, now you done muted yourself. Okay. Just life in general. But and especially in certain industries, it just gets a little difficult to discern, the true, I'm going to say the true nature and the true heart of people, but you just accept people where they are. Like, it's not about you trying to change anyone or, do things any differently. You just doing it your way, the way that you know. That's the disclaimer. You know what I mean? This is the way that I roll. Right? Oh, sookie now. We got something going on in the house, y'all, right? Thanks, Val. Right. Look, fix it, Jesus. I'm going to need you to fix it.
See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fix it. So we just have a little technology issues. That's what happens when, you got multiple things and multiple views of people that are listening in, and we appreciate you, but they're experiencing some stuff. So I'm trying to fix it for them real quick.
Fix it, Jesus.
Yeah, fix it. Yes. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to say, fix it, Jesus.
And move on. And let him do what he do.
Just do what he do. Do what he do. And when he does what he do, you know that he's done it well. But what you don't do is stop stamping Jesus on everything you do. Don't name drop. That's the wrong name you want to drop, especially when you in your mess. You doing wrong. You go, but Jesus, no, Jesus right up there like, don't you co-sign me for that.
Yeah, he's not co-signing that.
No, he's not. So stop doing that. We co-sign. We will co-sign Jesus. We will co-sign Jesus on an accident. You know that? I was in an accident.
An accident.
When I went away, me and my son was in a fender bender. My body did have a reaction to it, but I'm okay. I didn't speak about it because I didn't need to, because that was a situation where I knew Jesus already worked out before it even happened, because he warned me. But
You sure you okay?
was co-stamping Jesus the whole time. And I was like, Jesus didn't co-sign you on your mess. He didn't co-sign this accident. I'm sorry. That was a warning sign for you. You driving recklessly and you're not minding what you're doing because your mind is already going through a wreckful situation. See, sometimes when you're going through a situation, just talk about something's in my eye and I can't reach it. I'm pissed off because what's going on. And now I get in an accident. Had maybe I not been driving in them conditions, and sometimes we can't control that, but we should be able to control the wheel to not put ourselves behind the wheel during those times, because that's when the accidents happen. Again, I think I said something. Sometimes we indirectly cause and blame other people for something that was our fault.
Yeah.
But we couldn't see it because all we see is what's going on in their eye, but not noticing that the real dust is ours.
Right.
And we won't recognize that.
Yeah, it sometimes it is hard to see yourself and the part that you played in it, and that's why, it's always okay to fix it. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to apologize and let people know that wasn't my intention. But we can't see it all the time. You know what I mean? We don't see, because we've got, a million things going on, and you know what I mean? Well, that needs to get done and that needs to get done. And, you might have said something a little sharp that you don't normally do because you're rushing. And it's like, okay, well, you know what I mean? And you just move on. You don't think about it. But it's sitting on that person's heart. You know what I mean? That moment that 2 seconds that you said whatever, moved on, but it's sitting on their heart, and sometimes we do need to recognize that we did that. We put them in that zone that they feel like that we hurt their feelings. And, reactions come later. You know what I mean? Like they might not come at that time, at that moment, you know what I mean? But it stays with them. And then the reaction comes later. They're reacting to that 5-second situation. Because you didn't recognize at the time that you hurt their feelings. And you just went on doing what you do. And had you recognized it, later and addressed it, things would be different, and they wouldn't have had that reaction later, but we don't always see it, and that's just what it is. I'm like, but it's called life and it's called people, and that's just how we are. Nobody's perfect. You just have to, I think, long as you can talk about it, you can be about it. You on mute, baby. Can't hear you. Your lips are moving, but ain't nothing coming out. Your lips are moving, but ain't nothing coming out. Well, your lips keep moving, but nothing's coming out. Yeah, hon, we just having a real moment to understand that, some of our relationships, and, long-term relationships, long-term friendships, we're dealing with the fact that, sometimes we don't realize the part that we played in hurting someone. So I always want to know, so that I could fix it. But sometimes we need to really just take the time and look back and be like, you know what? I did do that, didn't I? I'm so sorry, and just say you're sorry and keep it moving.
But the only thing
that hard, it ain't that deep.
But you gotta know.
Exactly.
You gotta know, because it is a saying. The saying is, I can't tell you that you didn't hurt me. Even though people run around and say it wasn't, I meant what I said, but I didn't mean to hurt you in saying it. You still need to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because both ways it has to be. You can't tell me I wasn't hurt by it, but you can say, you know what? I did mean what I say, but it wasn't supposed to hurt you what I was saying. That's the conversation. That's how that twofold works with. But then that also goes back to what I've said prior to on many occasions. That's why we are all uniquely made. And when we're all uniquely made, we have to understand. And it was brought back to my attention when I said it. It was like, well, remember, Sean, you said. And I was like, I did. You can't expect everybody to be you. And you can't expect everybody to deal with you the way that you deal with you, or let alone how you deal with people. Right, so when they deal with it this type of way, you can't say, well, they have a right. It's called options. Mm-hmm. I wrote a post yesterday, and I said, don't get mad when people don't care to share, even though caring is sharing. They have an option if they want to care or not to share.
They got an option to share or not.
And if they don't want to, that shouldn't have to. The difference between you and them. It just means they just didn't care to share. But you just keep doing what you do and keep sharing. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. They made that, okay, fine. You didn't want to share it? Okay, keep moving. Then if you got to get mad, think about why you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm not getting mad. That's like wasted energy. But I just want to make sure that I recognize, when I hurt someone.
Right. Let me know.
I want to make sure that I'm making sure that I know and that I can do something about it. Because truthfully, the only person that you can control is yourself.
That's
it. You cannot control how they feel about what you said. Because if they're going to be hurt, they're going to be mad, that happens. And we have to accept it. We have to accept it that, what I said or did hurt you. Like, I have to accept it. You know what I mean? And even though I don't think it was that big a deal, or what's in my mind is not in her mind, or what's in what I thought, wasn't what she thought, at that moment, so it has to absolutely, be us open to allow someone else's feelings to take precedence.
Right. And that's
over our own or what we think or feel. Let someone else's feelings take precedence over your own.
And that's the main part. You have to be considerate to that. But getting back to the scenery of the manner of what's in your eye, and what are you doing to get things out of it? What are you doing to get it out? Like, are you scratching
your finger?
Are you scratching? Are you flushing? What are you doing? And what is it? What is it doing to you?
It's disturbing you.
So the question is, so what do you do when something's in your eye and it's disturbing you because you can't get it out or you can't get to it? It's something that you want in this life. You have to understand it has its timing.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as my pastor,
what's his name? What his name again?
Name who just had a birthday on Saturday.
He just had a birthday.
Sunday. Happy birthday again, Pastor Moore. My pastor, Reverend James Moore Sr. the Second Mount Zion Baptist Church.
Yes. Him. We know him. Yeah.
Peter, I want to make sure I'm right, wrote the book of the Bible, right? Was it Paul? With a thorn.
Well, this pastor called in and straighten you out.
It was one of the P's.
Peter and Paul and them.
It was one of the P brothers. And he wrote the whole book with the thorn. And he asked God, take the thorn out of my side. And it was like, had I taken the thorn out of your side, would you have wrote all the books of the Bible? So now I just said something again. Had you got what was in your eye out, how would you have acted? How do you now act? because there was a change now.
Yes.
And maybe it was because you needed to keep it in your eye to keep you humble.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's not in your eye no more. You got it. You reached for it. Now you're not humble.
Yeah, well, you're free. You're free to see. You're free to see what you were desiring, what you were trying to achieve. You're free to see. But now it's a matter of, now that you can see, what do you choose to be?
And now that you see it and you got it, and what is causing you to be,
Mm-hmm.
are you satisfied with that person?
Like, are you going to change who you are? Are you going to be a better you? Are you going to be that same person that you always were, with the success or without it? Because a lot of times you're like, I am who I am already. It's not going to be different for me to be successful, because my nucleus is solid, and who I am is who I am. My heart is my heart. But are you going to be free to be, once you have all of those things that you were desiring and did everything to achieve?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you just going to be the better person than you already were? Free to be.
Free
Because
to be.
now you're free to be. That's the difference too. Because we're struggling trying to get to and do what it is that we want. What are our new business, our new venture, we're struggling to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. But now that you're free to be, what are you going to choose to be?
But this the funny part. It wasn't supposed to be easy. And if it's too easy, you need to sit back and think, wait a minute, something ain't right. That was too easy. That was too easy.
Nothing's easy.
Nothing's
It
easy.
looks easy from the outside.
It comes out at the end like, oh, that was easy.
Well, that was it. No, Hunty, you have no idea.
No idea. But I had to
work that with it. Yes.
No, you don't know how long that constipation was going
on. Not long.
You just saw me come in and go out and thought that it was an easy transition.
Yes. How long, Jesus? Yes.
That waist was not easy to get out.
He said 40 days and 40 nights.
Hunty.
How long? Not long.
Preach, honey. Go ahead.
Yes, it is.
And it was Paul. It was Paul. Paul was the one.
Oh, you got it right now? Did the pastor call you? Pastor call?
No, pastor didn't call. I just hurried up and checked my resources.
Okay, well,
I thank the Lord when you got the if Nikki was if Miss Monet was here, she would say the good book.
Yes.
Luckily, I was able to grab the good book real quick. Like, oh yeah, Paul.
Got it. Good.
See, the thing proud of you sometimes is you don't have to know the scripture. You can listen, the devil knew the scripture. Back when the front was.
Better than anyone.
But because you know the information, you know the coordinates. As long as you know the coordinates, you can get
find it.
Just get the coordinates.
I'm gonna find it.
You may not. As long as you know how to get to it, that's the part of the map. You may not know the whole map, but as long as you got the coordinates to get to it, you can get it. It's there. But the process of it is, do you want it?
Keep your GPS lit.
And you got to be careful what's in your eye. Because sometimes the things that's in your eye is not supposed to be for you to take. It's supposed to see if you're going to be that thirsty to take it.
Ooh, what? Shut the front door.
Listen,
open up the back.
It's a lot of things in my eye that I would have loved to have. I call it having favorite example I can use. Where you go to the restaurant, right? And you see all this food. Something's in my eye. I can't get it out. I need to put it on my plate. That's how I'm going to get it out, right? But then you see all this.
You at Golden Corral again?
Yeah, man. And you sitting and you got all this food, and now you can't eat it all. Now you sick. Your stomach hurt.
Yep.
You're full.
Eyes bigger than your stomach.
And that's what's something in your eye. You can't get it because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you.
Right.
But how are you going to eat it?
Right.
because all of it's not meant for you to eat.
Nope.
It's to
Because how
choose wisely.
do you eat an elephant?
One piece at a time, Beth said.
One bite at a time.
I
So
need
no
a
matter
tip.
how
I need a
much
tip on
we
that one.
throw on our plates, no matter how much we throw on our plate, we can still only eat one bite at a time. So it's one step at a time in your life and whatever you're striving to do. It's one step at a time. And that's why sometimes I get, overwhelmed because I feel like my hands over here, my foot's over there, you know what I mean? And I got so much going on and I had to just stop. It's like, one thing at a time. You're going to do this and then this. Because number one, it keeps you from being overwhelmed. And then I don't have to say, fix it, Jesus, because he's showing you right now you're doing too much. One thing at a time. You can only do one bite at a time, whether it's the elephant or the big behind plate that you just made at Golden Corral. One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. And then some things that are in your eye. The reason why it's in your eye and you can't get it out is because just maybe it needs a little more time and patience and tolerance. See, when 2020 came, what was in our eye was to get to 2021, because there was some things I need to do. I need financially, I got to get there. Business wise, I got to get there. I got to handle this. So now the rush is here.
Yeah, because you got complacent for a minute. You know what I mean? I'm stuck.
But some people didn't get complacent.
I'm not doing anything. Some people didn't, but you got complacent for a minute, adjusting to the fact that this is going to be a little longer than we anticipated, because we thought it was still, was still going to be over quickly. No, nobody really thought it was going to, take that long. But then when we realized that it was, it's like, oh, okay, hands up. Let me just fall back. You know what I mean? And then it was, okay, now what? You know what I mean? And the people who didn't go, okay, now what? And stayed there is the ones who are so angry now. But we went to, okay, now what?
I think they both are, because they're both running the same race. Do you remember the movie The Rat Race?
Sort of, yeah.
They was all running after the same prize. And everybody was getting hurt and irritated at the same time. Well, who they was running with?
I don't want to run with everybody.
Her daughter was together, but her daughter didn't want to listen to her. And then you have the two brothers that was running with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the family that was together, and he wouldn't tell them the truth about what they was really running for. And they wanted to be together to make the run together, so they could both reach the goal together. But sometimes people don't want you with me in my race.
That's true.
So because it was in their eye, no, this is for me. I'm going to get. So that was something they couldn't reach.
Mm-hmm.
But so when you put in that position where you can't reach it, it becomes frustrating.
It does.
And when you said some people got complacent, I think the only people that became complacent with it was the ones that got comfortable in their situation of, okay, I ain't got to do this. We ain't got to do this now. I'm okay. Look, we got this. At least, look, oh, we getting this. Oh, well, then we better off right now. Like, those were the ones that got complacent.
Yep.
I think some people still wanted to get out because you got people, as what my pastor would call exercise people. They have to do something.
Yeah.
They have to be doing something. And if they're not doing something,
I need to do something. I'm bored.
So
yes.
That's in their eye. I got to do something. I can't just sit here. I got to do something. And the doctors would diagnose this as ADD. I got a disorder. Attention. Okay, got to get out. But again, we have to take our time and get what is necessary to help us reach what it is that's in our eye. So now the question is, what's in your eye? Is it unreachable because of you? Or is it the only reason why you can't reach it is because maybe your hands is dirty and now it's irritating your eye, and now your eye is hurting because it's burning, and then you can't reach it, and now it moved. and you went here and now it's over here. Now your whole eye is all red, and that now hurting all up here now. And
Right.
so at that point, you just be patient and let it wash out.
Yep.
Let it come to you.
Yep. Close your eye and let it water.
Let it come to you. But remember, even in coming to you, some things coming to you is just a test to see what do you really want, because it's not going to come to you as one, it's going to come to you as two. Think about it.
Yeah, it's going to be
Every
multiple.
time you want something, you never get exactly what you want. You get more than what you want, and it looks like something else that you want. But remember, he want to know, do you really want what you want, or are you going to be
Yeah. Is there a reason behind it? So you can say, you know what I mean? That's just a feather in your cap. So you can, stick your chest out and say, see what I did. You know what I mean? Like, because there are people like that. They like, girl, if I could like I would be and I'll be like, yeah, that's why, God didn't give you that. You know what I mean? So recognizing that's not the reason. You know what I mean? You got to think about the reasons why you want certain things. That might be why it's something in your eye, because the reason behind what you want, what you desire, what you are striving for is not good for you. And it's not going to be good for you in the long run.
Right? Which leads to a conversation that I had. And the conversation was, this is what I want. And I turned and looked and said, but did you ever think maybe that's not what you were supposed to do?
Yep.
And sometimes that's why things is hard for us, because we're not doing what we were supposed to be doing. Because you know we're all here on a purpose, and we're all here on it's already been put out what we're supposed to do, but we're supposed to decide how we're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way I listened to a memorial service, and I like the way this gentleman put it. And he said, sometimes we either get it from default, or we've reached our goal, or we became disqualified.
Or you disqualified yourself.
Right. And that's where the disqualification came in at. Mm-hmm. So when you see something that's in your eye and it seems unreachable, maybe it's because it's not supposed to be in front of you. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to get it by default, because if you get it by default and it's not supposed to be yours, it's going to be a headache. If it's yours, it's yours. Yep. It's not going to irritate
if it's yours and it's for you, it's going to be for you.
And if you're disqualified, that means you're no longer capable and qualified to have it, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do to keep it or to get it.
And that's true. But you also got to realize that, no matter what you do, people are going to have their opinions. No matter what you strive for or your process, people have opinions. They're not in it. They don't see it. But they still have an opinion on it, which is, strange to me. And then there's a lot of bias. There's a lot of, just straight, jealousy. Well, if I can't do that, why, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, I can do that, too. Everybody has all kinds of opportunities, to do what you want to do. Or don't let anyone stop you from doing what it is that you want to do. But recognize the reasons why you want to do that. Do you really want to do that because it's in your heart to do, or you want to do that because you want to be better than someone else?
Oh. And then, you got blockers.
Yes.
Why? Because you're blocking somebody else from being able to do what they need to do, because you can't do it all.
Mm-hmm. And it's enough people in this world that everybody can win.
More.
Yes. Like, why do you think that you have to be crabs in a barrel when there's enough money, there's enough people, there's enough of everything here for everyone to be successful?
And then not only that, do you realize when you block one person,
you block yourself.
Other people, because you don't know who that person is going to be benefit for or a blessing to.
Right, but you also, when you block someone else on purpose and you are a detriment to someone else on purpose, you don't realize that you're truly blocking yourself.
Because God
You
sees
are
everything.
exactly. You are really detrimenting yourself when you think, well, let me block this person. That'll keep them out of the way so I can get that. But you don't understand that in this thing called life, when you're blocking someone else, it has a strange way of coming back on you. And you're like, okay, well, why did this happen? Why did that happen? I don't understand what's going on. It's I don't want to say, it's karma. But in a way, it's just like that's the energy that you put out. You put out that negative energy. You mustered up that energy to do that thing. So now that thing is out there because of you. It didn't really get to the other person, but you created it. So where's it going to land? With you.
God gave us all gifts to use. How dare you tell somebody they can't use theirs because you
using yours.
No, only I could do that. No, they ain't nobody. No, don't use them. They don't know what they're doing. No, use that. But see, I might be able to do it earlier, or they may be able to do it earlier, or I can find somebody else, or maybe they can find somebody else to do it. But because you in the way, look, you got to be careful how you in the way, because God will move you so fast, and you will wonder why. What had happened?
And there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Right in front of you to remind you, this is what happened. Because he said, I'm gonna remind you at the day that it happened. Right.
And WHHW, like what had happened was you did that.
Hashtag in front of it.
You started that. You pulled that energy and you made that choice. And the thing is that it was a choice. And you chose that. I'm never, ever, ever in this lifetime going to choose negative. I'm never going to choose to do where I've got to put energy into doing something wrong to somebody.
Right.
Why? Okay. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. Too much energy, too much negative energy. I'm like, you lied and you got to remember your lies. Who got time for all that? You know what I mean? Life is hard enough all by itself.
Okay? I can't even remember what was the outfit I had on yesterday, and you want me to remember the lie. I gotta check because listen,
and a liar cannot keep their lies straight.
Child, it was so funny. I thought I had the same pair of jeans on for 3 days, and I was having a problem with this. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't have these on. I'm like, yes, I did. But then after I went to the laundry, that's when I realized, no, I didn't have the same pants on. I just happened to buy the same freaking jeans over and over. I'm like,
you must have really liked them.
Yeah, right. I'm like, here, I thought I bought a different pair. Good part is the way I could tell now, because after I looked at them, because sometimes you gotta look at what's in your eye to understand.
Get the mirror.
And maybe that's why you can't reach it, because you don't know it's in your eye. So
you can't see it.
I'm looking at these jeans, right? And at the bottom of one, there's a rip right by the bottom of the pants where the sneaker is. I said, okay. The other one, the rip is in the pocket. I'm like, oh, so there are different rips. They're not all ripped at the same place. So in order for me to know if I did, or the difference was,
you had to hold them together.
But the thing about it was, I kept saying, I know I didn't have it on because I know I put my clothes in the dirty clothes. So I'm like, I know I didn't pull these out of the dirty clothes. So I know I put my pants in the dirty clothes. Well, it don't take much to confuse me with everything I got going on. It's always something going on. So when you make me stop and go, I'm like, all right, God, you needed to confuse me for a minute for me to stop. I get it. You had to cause some disturbance in my life in order for me to stop. I understand. Because I'm like a robot. I go on and on and on. I got multiple Energizer bunnies in my backpack. But it again, that goes clearly of why something's in your eye and you can't reach it. Maybe because you don't have your correction glasses on and you can't see it. And a lot of times that's why we can't find what's in our eye, because we feel it, but we can't see it.
Right. I feel the disturbance going on. I feel the disturbance going on, but
And
you can't see it.
But
You
then
know, you don't know who that disturbance is coming from.
But then turn it around.
Right?
Make the disturbance a positive disturbance, because what's in your eye is the goal that you want to reach in your life. But you just can't reach it, and it's disturbing you that you can't reach it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.
It's to clarify.
Yes, you're like, I'm trying my darnest to get better. I'm trying my darnest to get my credit together. I'm getting my darnest to just get my life together. And it just seemed like I just can't do it. I keep running into all these different obstacles.
Yep. That's when you be like, fix it, Jesus. Like, I just can't win. Yeah.
But when those obstacles come, you don't want to be like how you react when you can't get that piece out of your eye.
Right.
You want to find out, maybe do, like we said earlier, do the process of elimination. See if maybe that's the reason why. Or maybe, again, it goes back to what we said earlier. It may not be for you. Maybe it was supposed to be just for you to see it.
Yeah.
Because there are some things we are just meant to see, but not have.
Right.
When we get it and we just determine and we just go and get it, then we realize I should have left that right where it was, because now I done messed up.
Well, let's look at the brighter side.
Yep.
Let's go there, because, you know,
we can
beat a dead horse into, you know, why things are the way that we are, why we get these disturbances, why, you know, we got hit with a pandemic, why, you know what I mean? And not that, you know, we really want to feel sorry for ourselves, that, you know, the situation is the situation, but, you know, what did you choose to do about it? You know, how did you choose to change? You know, what was your uptick? What made you create something else? You know, what gave you joy, you know, during that time? What in your family changed? You know what I mean? Where, you know, what was the music in the house, you know, at the time? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, what was the joyfulness that got you through? You know, what joy got you through? How did you survive? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can wear a t-shirt and say, I survived. You know what I mean? I survived the pandemic. But did you survive the pandemic and come out with a smile? Did you survive the pandemic and you come out like, all is wrong with the world? I hate everything. I don't like her. I don't like it. I don't like them. You know, it's just like a hate fest going on, you know? So it's like, no, it's the joy. It's the joy of making it through. It's the joy of the success that you had of getting through, of staying with your family, of showing that love. And then what I loved about it was that people put their phones down and stopped texting and started calling each other. You know what I mean? You couldn't get anybody to pick up the phone for a while. Now it's like, hey, how you doing? When you really want to see and hear, you know, hear their spirit, hear the joy in their voice, and, you know, and talk about things, because we're all now in the same boat, going through the same thing at the same time, you know, and people are dealing with it differently. So sometimes you need that perky, positive friend that you have, that no matter what's going on, they just perky and positive. You know what I mean? And you just call them a girl, how you doing? They just sing you this beautiful song, right? And you get off the phone with them and you just smiling. You know what? I got this. I'm going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Debbie Downers that call you up, right? But because you're filled by this girlfriend that you have that got that, you so filled with her that when this Debbie Downer calls you, girl, yeah, this happened, had that call today, as a matter of fact, and yeah, you know, and I'm like, oh God, you know what I mean? It's like God won't let me listen to it anymore. But I turn it around and I'm like, girl. She's like, girl, yes. And then we talk, look, that's, we all laughing and having a good time. So what did you learn, in the pandemic? Did you learn how to deal with yourself? Did you learn who is your go-to person? And, did you help somebody else that was struggling get through? And with those things, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling all right that I've got this person in my life. I'm feeling all right. I got this person in my life, because together it's like this. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be on the same page all the time. But if you got a pen to lift me up, and I got a leg to lift you up, I'm like, all is right with the world. So I love that relationships became tighter, that they became stronger, that, I felt more love, even though it was a lot of loss, we was there for everybody, so it was all good. That part was very good. And so a lot of that happened in relationships as well. You know what I mean? Some people fell back in love with each other. Some people didn't. Some people struggled to get through, but then realized, you know what? You got me, I got you. You got me, I got you. You got me, I got you. You got me, I got you.
She's stuck, y'all. She's stuck on it, y'all. She's stuck.
That's my song. Yeah, you got me, I got you. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the world go round. If I can depend on you, you can depend on me. And that's going to always be true with any friend of mine. You got me, I got you. Boo. You got me, I got you. Too. You got me, I got you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me, I got you. Right?
Sound like a line dance and a song to me, don't y'all? Just like Val said, boo.
Boo.
She made a very good point earlier when she said, don't match the energy. Don't match the energy. Yeah. When you don't match the energy, that does work better, because you got to remember, 2 negatives only give you a dead battery. But if you have a negative and a positive battery, at least it can energize enough to move forward. So with that being said, we're going to have another commercial, and we be right back after these messages.
If you want to create a drop, release your new song with a pop, do you need an exciting intro for your video, promote your business, products, or shows? Contact us for customized digital video packages. For more details, email us at tkbsds.org@gmail.com.
So thank you guys. We are back, and you are on the Sister Chat with me, Shauna, and Madam Star. And today, we were talking about what's in your eye. Let me.
When you can't see.
Here you go again, y'all, because y'all know when I get to being like, moment, certain
got a disturbance going on.
But listen, we're here and we're talking about when something's in your eye, but yet you can't reach it. And the positive side of it, as I see coming in the door, is James. James is from Africa. Woo. How are you doing, James?
Hi, James.
Gospel single. Congratulations on that new one. He has another one that's out right now. So, when I think about that, and when we like to spin a positive message on things.
Yes.
Because we got so many negative things going on. Sometimes you need a positive spin.
Yes, you always do.
I can quote you a scripture all day, but what you'll say to me is, but how does that apply to today? Because that was a scripture.
How does that apply to me? Yes.
For yesterday. But I was so glad that I was taught by my spiritual mom, Miss Rowe, who also inspired me to do what we're doing here. She was one that could fill in the gap and show you how it applies today. And that's how we are able to get people to understand the message being good today, yesterday, and forevermore. Almost like our timeless music. Like our music is timeless. We can go back to something that was written in the 70s and it will apply today. It would apply to today's song. But so how we would spin this to say, when something is in your eye, you can't reach it. It would be called the process. It's a process. You have to sometimes require and ask for help. You need somebody to help you to get it or help you to reach it. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Yeah. And when you do get the help, respectfully respect the help as it was given and not as you were supposed to do it. People are not supposed to help you. People don't have to have to help you.
Right.
People could just do their part and don't make you, as Terrence Thompson would say, help you to say safe travels as you go along your way. Some people don't stick around to make sure that you made it through the gate.
Right. Some
people blow in your eye, but because they really don't want to blow in your eye, they blow real quick and they still don't get it out. They kind of make it worse. And they spit all in your eye. And no, it made it worse. I ain't get it. Yeah, do it again. Oh man, come on, man. Just blow my eye. You simply say, never mind, but know who you can ask.
Yeah.
And understand the process and do what you like building a house. So I'm gonna shout out AJ, our DJ AJ. AJ is a contractor, he's a builder. He built things. So we're gonna use what's in his eye was the fireplace, and he can't get it out because he didn't know which fireplace that he needed to put up, let alone what was needed to put it up. His wife knew which one she wanted. He knew which one he wanted, but happy house, happy wife, happy life. But but he ended up putting in that fireplace. But just like with my sons, they had to put up they were trying to put up the balloon rack, the balloon arch. It came with no instructions. And they had to use their thoughts of how we're going to put these pieces, all these pieces together.
Yeah.
Just like with a puzzle, you got all these pieces and you got to make them match, and they didn't start you off with a starter, or they didn't give you a border so you can at least do the board. You had to figure out those 1,000 pieces by yourself.
Oh, Lordy.
Or better yet,
1,000 pieces.
1,000-piece puzzle. Or better yet, maybe it was the game of chess, and you didn't know if we was playing checkers or chess.
Wow. You got to know the game to be in the game. You got to know
the game. And everything that I spoke of, identify how you can reach what's in your eye with patience, with diligence, with kindness, with passion, with drive. Because if you don't have those equipments, or if you don't have those tools, all it's going to do is be in your eye.
Yeah, it's going to stay there.
If you want to make a song, you need inspiration. What's going to inspire you to write the song? You know you want to write it, but what's inspiring you to know you want to write it? What are you going to write about? So you got to come up with the thing. Who's going to play? How are we going to write it? What instruments are we going to use? Who's going to sing it? Or am I just writing it? Or am I singing it? How are we going to put it out? How long are we going to put it out? What key it need to be in?
What's the story?
All of that is what it takes to get. But see, it also depends on how you want to do, or how you want to create, or how do you want to deal with what's in your eye. Because I may not make spaghetti and meatballs like you do, but it's in my eye.
Mm-hmm.
The help may be, you know what? I'm tired of eating like I normally eat. How would you make it? That could be the help. Or
Right. Or being open to something different.
you can probably want somebody to help you make it so you can make it faster. You make the meat, I'll make the sauce and the noodles. Or I'll cut up the vegetables. And we make it together. Sometimes some things are created for magic to happen.
Yes. And teamwork makes the dream work.
And maybe that's why what was in your eye, you couldn't reach it, because it wasn't about I, meaning you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you couldn't reach it, because you made it all about you.
Yeah, I got to get it. I got to do it. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to understand the difference between the I and I.
Ooh.
They sound alike, but they spelled differently, and they act differently too.
And they absolutely mean something different. Yes. The I versus the I.
Yes, because when you're looking at the I, it's two of them, and they're looking all around from every angle of all angles. But when it's I'm only looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only about what I think, how I feel, what I suggest, where I go. I.
And you are in your own way, because that's why you can't see with these eyes, because your eye, personal eye, is the reason why you can't see through these eyes. And it's also the reason why you can't see when you hurt people, because your eye, personal, is not allowing you the vision to see that.
And sometimes in the process of that, being in your eye, being the eye that you can't reach, the anger of someone hurting you, that means you got to get out of your own way and address the situation. Say, hey, look, I didn't like what you did. I didn't like what you said. I didn't like what you looked. I don't like how you felt. And they could say that's personal because that's how it was. It wasn't indirectly for you.
Right.
And tell them what it was about.
Right. And that makes sense.
And then move from there, because again, it comes back to what we all live off of today, the perspective, and which I believe everybody did with 2021. The perspective of it is, all right, the world is opening and we out. Wait a minute, be careful, take your time.
Yes.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, but still be careful.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. Did you know that in the song Superstitious with Stevie Wonder, he said, wash your hands? He told them, wash your hands. They was telling you to wash your hands even back then, and we still telling people.
We still don't let. I'm like, how long does it take you to learn a lesson? Okay.
When I heard that song,
pay attention,
and heard them words, I said, did he just say wash your hands?
He did.
See, that's why I like covers. Because when you do a cover, they will either sing the song slower than you sang it or faster than you say it, or they will signify and dig, point out certain parts of the song that you may have missed and not understood in the song.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you got caught up in the beat and didn't hear the words of the song at all.
Right. And that happens.
And you like, whoa.
I don't remember hearing that before.
And then he said, wash your hand, wash your face and hand.
I'm like, you might need to play that. Be like, what?
Wash his hands?
You sure? Because people be singing all kinds of lyrics that ain't the lyrics.
No. I heard it from his mouth.
Are we doing our inspirational moment today, or we've been inspiring this whole session?
We are, because I want to let the world know that when something is in your eye and you can't reach it, and this is to the woman that wants to be loved. This is for the woman who don't feel lovable, because that could be in her eye. I
Yeah.
want to be in a relationship, or I want to be married. I want to be with somebody.
Yeah.
I want somebody to call me their own. And I get it. Some people don't like to work with labels.
And men.
I get it. And it's
Yeah.
like my actions show you that you're my woman and you're my man. But sometimes the label of it secures it. Sometimes I know you love me, but the fact that you tell me you love me, that does something. It hit different.
Yeah.
When you introduced me and you said, this is my lady, it hits different than, oh, this is just my friend. This is my homegirl. This is my buddy.
Yeah.
It hit different.
The B to B.
Or they just say your name. Oh, this is Shauna. It hit different.
Yeah.
You know, it hits different when you want to be a wife, but you did not treat it like as so. It hit different when they say, this is my future wife. Whoa. It hit different.
Yeah, it does.
You know, but I say all that to say, even though it's in your eye and you can't be, and it's not reachable, and you can't reach it, it doesn't mean it's not reachable. It may just mean that you can't get it now.
Right now, yes.
And you may want to just wait a minute, be patient with it. It's coming. It's going to come out because it's in your eye. It's not going to stay there. And it may come when you least expect it. Because sometimes it's not even still in there, but because of the rubbing and everything that you did, it just makes it feels like it, because you have disturbed the area.
Yep.
It could be, it didn't probably rained out, washed out when the tear came.
Oh, I know the tears gonna work. That's for sure.
For sure, for sure.
Tears of a clown.
It says, very superstitious. Wash your face and hand. Rid me of the problems. Do all that you can.
Yes. Wow. And it starts that way.
No, that's the middle part of the song. That's the second verse. I keep telling people, part 2. That's where you want to find out. Part 2. Part 2, baby. Part 2.
Well. Let's go.
Oh, you want me to play it?
I need a little bit of that. Just a little bit.
But I just told you what the word said.
Okay.
Now you got to hear it. I got to go to
the yes, I need to hear the beat.
To the place of the part 2. You know how long that song is? That song is like 8 minutes long.
No, we don't need all that. Just play the beat.
Lord Jesus. And you are somebody like that, y'all.
Yes, I just need that in my spirit right now. Just give me a little bit, little taste, little flavor. This little taste.
I'll give her a little bit, but the only thing, I'm not going to play a particular version, only because we got copyrights, and I don't want us to get cut.
Yes.
Okay. And I want them to be able to get to the inspirational. You know what?
Let's do the inspirational moment first.
Inspirational song.
Yes.
Then that way we can end it, and if they get cut,
exactly,
we'll get the new before the cutting happened.
Yes.
Then I'll let you hear the person who sang it, who made me want to hear it. And then when they did that part, it was like I put on my brakes and lifted up the needle off I stopped everything and said, did he say, what? Wash your hands? So they was dealing with this problem back then too? I keep telling people.
Yeah, the song is superstition. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people just feel anal about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, listen, be careful where you go. Be careful who you're around. Make sure when you around certain folks, you know what I mean? You get it from around them, You know what I mean? Dust off all of that. Wash off all of that. All of that negativity.
All of that.
All of that.
All of that.
All of that. You know that's my line. You
So
want to deal with all of this.
she stole it from Gina, y'all. She stole it from Gina. No. She stole it from My Wife and Kids.
My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, remember My Wife and Kids with Gina from Martin, Tisha, and the Wayne's brother.
And Wayne, yeah.
And she was like, "You gonna get all of it, all of it, all of it."
Me like, girl, your memory is crazy.
Who, mine?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Child, please. And the entertainment was my middle name. I told you I broke the TV open because I wanted to know where the people was coming from. Didn't I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
Took a butter knife and opened up the TV. And I'm looking inside the TV. And my father walked in the house. He said, "You leave that just like that, because when your mama get here, I want her to see this." And I was like, okay. And she's like, "Yeah, I want you to see." She said, "Look what my dad's
Look
country.
What she did.
My daddy country. So when he mad, you can't hear nothing. You can't understand nothing. Look what this gonna do. Look what this gonna do." He said, Gilbert, what she do? Look, ask about TV. Turn the TV on. So when he went to go see the TV, she saw it was separated. And she said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "I wanted to know where the people was. I wanted to go say hi."
Okay, that's just too cute.
And she said, "You want to say hi to the people?" I said, "Yeah." She said, well, why did you open up the TV? I said, "Because they inside here, ain't it?"
Yeah.
I opened up the TV and look inside. See,
I'm trying to find the people. Why y'all ain't tell me they wasn't in there?
I watched too much of Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers. You know, they was always opening stuff and looking at stuff. And every time they went into something, it blew up and went into. So I'm thinking I could do the same thing. I could go behind the stage and see the people and look inside the TV, and I would see the little people. I was waiting to see the little tiny people in there, and there wasn't no tiny people. I wanted to know why was the lights going on and off in the refrigerator. When you close it, does it turn on? The people and the fruit start talking?
Girl, no, you need an inspirational moment, okay?
We'll be right back, y'all. Press the button for inspirational moment. I want to introduce you to this song.
Well, inspirational moment for today, you guys, is just don't let yesterday take too much of today. What happened yesterday, what someone did to you, what you did to someone else, you can always fix it. You can always fix it. And life is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. So don't anticipate something negative. Anticipate something positive. Anticipate the joy of life. My inspirational moment for today is live life to the fullest and live it with all the joy you have inside. My inspirational moment.
My inspirational moment is exactly what we're talking about today. If there's some things in your eye that's unreachable, take the time out to understand why. First of all, make sure that what's in your eye is actually in your eye. And once you take the proper procedures and protocols to get it out carefully and safely, you can reach whatever goal it is that's in your eye to reach. And just because you can't get it out of your eye now, it doesn't mean no. It may be later. Just like the candy, now or later, you decide. But what you don't want to do is don't be irritated, don't be depressed, don't be broken down. And whatever you do, don't stop trying to reach it. But again, make sure you're reaching for a reachable star. And that's my inspirational moment. And here is our inspirational song. And the song is done by Mr. Frank McComb.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to inspire every young lady to know. And you know what? Young man too. Even though he's she, this goes for anybody who thinks that they're not lovable or that they're not capable of being loved. It's not that you're not lovable. It's not that you're not capable of being loved. Just somebody haven't had time to learn to love you yet. But don't give up on love. Because the minute you give up on love is when death wins. But love always wins. So here's the song, and it's called Somebody Like You.
Love yourself first.
I want to change the sound. Hold on, y'all. I want to change the sound. Hold on. I want to change the sound. Yeah, I want to change the sound. Hold on, y'all.
Go on and push the button.
I
said, go on and push that button.
Push the button. Let's see if we can hear it now.
Yeah.
There we go. That sounds better.
There's no room for doubt in my mind. Girl, I'm sure you are the one. Nothing in this world could compare to all the simple things you've done. God has sent you to me from heaven above. I don't need to think twice, 'cause I know I'm in love. Happiness flows through my heart just from knowing you're around. Can't nobody take from me a good thing that I found. Yeah. You're the reason for my happiness. Since the first day we met, girl, I knew I was blessed. It's so easy to love somebody like you, yeah. Every word I sing, I mean because it's true. You will always be the best of friends. It's a you and me thing, nobody could step in. You're never going overboard or get too extreme with situations. Knowing how to handle yourself in the ugliest complications. Now every woman should take up a cause of you. So when they're trying to get a man, they'll know just what to do, yes they do. It's so easy to love somebody like you. Every word I sing, I mean because it's true, yes. We will always be the best of friends. It's a you and me thing, nobody could step in.
Who is that?
Love
Who is that?
is a thing in which I never believed till it finally happened to me. My life's complete having you and only you to love, to love. It's so easy to love somebody like you, yeah. Every word I say, baby, I'm thinking because it's true. We will always be the very best of friends. It's a you and me thing, nobody could step in. Yeah. It's so easy to love somebody like you, yes, yeah. Every word I say, I mean because it's true, yeah. We will always be the very best of friends. It's a you and me thing, nobody could step in. Nobody could step in, no, no. You and me thing, baby. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, y'all, right there, come on. You and me thing, baby. Nobody could stop me, no. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. See you with me, baby. Nobody could stop me. Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Church right there, y'all. That's church right there, y'all.
See you and me, baby.
Ah.
Nobody could stop me. Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy. You know I have my shouting shoes on for that. Sir.
He was good in person.
Look, that's the song. That's the song that you say or that you use for your proposal. And leave it at the end. Or better yet, you can say that or have him saying that before the preacher said you can now kiss your bride. Because can't nobody, he said, nobody. That's that gospel right there. When you throw your head back. Nobody.
I'm gonna throw my head back.
Hante. And say, I'm trying to tell you.
Throw that head back.
Look.
Get this neck together.
Yes. Because I'm trying to tell you. That's what's in your eye, young man, young woman.
Talk about that.
Know that there is a song that's been written to let you know there is somebody's going to love somebody like you because you make it so easy to love someone like you. And guess what? Ain't nobody going to be able to step in between y'all.
Nobody.
So we're going to say good night. We're going to say goodbye.
good night.
Because it's time.
Bye, farewell, sayonara.
Don't you, Badichi, I think.
We will see you this time next week, same time, same bad channel. Until then,
well done.
You do what you do in a good way, okay?
In the good way?
In a good way.
Good way.
Keep it good.
Keep it good.
Keep it good. Keep it light and keep it tight.
Ooh. I told you.
You did not just look at me over your glasses like grandmama and them.
I told you. There are some words that you ought not say when we're having certain moments in life.
Well, you got to work out. Keep it light, keep it tight. Look, this was a special day. So remember this special day because it was special.
Into existence, okay? There's some things that we can, as adults, speak into existence. So when your skin is crawling, and you need that type of medication, they talked about the hump day. And then she had a nerve to say, keep it tight and you be right. Honey.
I said, keep it light and keep it tight. He said, keep it tight and you be right.
The water be running light because it's tight. I'm just saying.
See, some people mind ain't in the right space.
Go ahead and play a little bit of this so we can hurry up and change the subject because she getting on my nerves. This is Frank McComb's version of Superstitious. We leaving.
Yeah. Just say goodbye, y'all. Ain't nothing like hearing this song live, man. Oh my God, I love hearing this live.
And I heard it live. I was in my chair like this. I brought the WAP back.
OMG.
Oh God.
Help us, Jesus.
So go. We're gonna head up out of here.
Yes.
This is what she really want, y'all. This is she want. She want his version. And then we gonna walk on out of here. I'm just gonna do a little peekaboo just so she can whop her head. Go ahead. Whop your head.
Yes.
I feel like busting loose. I said, Shala, come on, y'all say. I said, Shala, get it, y'all say.